Hey YouTube, how's it going? We're here. We're back for the finale of Horimiya. Actually, this should be the end of the series, right? Unless they want to do like an OVA or if they want to do anything else, this should be it. That sucks. That sucks. Oh boy, I don't have anything to say. What a ride. Let's hop in. Episode 13. We're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. What's the title for the episode? Where's she going? Oh, I keep forgetting how their house is set up. You walk through the front door, you can go up the stairs, and then you walk into where the family area is. How long has he been here? Like, if I know how the news is structured, he's been there for a good minute. He went through a couple news stories. They're doing the weather now. That's what I'm saying. She, like, no. She went back in there and did she go back to sleep? Is there a reason outside of her just being really sleepy? Or is it just she's really sleepy? She fell asleep on the toilet, didn't she? I thought it looked good. Yep. I thought it looked nice. Yes. You cannot let the truth win. Right? You can't let the truth win. You can't tell her. Right? You can't tell her I don't know how to do hair. You can't tell her that. You can't tell her that you're not good at doing hair. And that's the only hairstyle I could come up with. No, you can't do that. You look amazing. Really? That's funny. One more time. One more time. The opening really grew on me, but still not better than the first one. I'm always gonna say it. I really like it though. I keep kicking this over. I wonder if anybody, this is something I talked about the first 3 episodes. I kind of stopped talking about it. I'll bring it up in moments. I wonder if anybody has gone through the effort of trying to splice both the first season and pieces together in a coherent story. I wonder if they have. I feel like how they structured pieces makes it a little bit more difficult because of the theming of each episode. Each episode has like a theme that it follows, even though it's Even though it's just telling this the stuff that we don't know. Is he trying? He's eyeballing everybody for bun hair length. Yeah. She'll like anything you do. That's the whole point. Ay, ay, ay. Goodness gracious. Oh gosh. Let's braid his hair up so that it stays all jacked up and messed up and not nice. What's in that box? Did I miss the title for this episode already? It's not about dust. You just want to keep clean too, right? Oh, we close to the end. That's right. March. We're close to the end of the year or April. Where'd you get that strength from? What's going on? Oh, oh gosh, girl. How much time do we have left in the school year? What do you mean there might not be another time? Good thing. He pick it up with ease. Oh, Sengoku's. He comes in carrying a box. He's about to jump out the window. Oh. I would be pissed off if you gave it back to me at the end of the year. I don't want it no more. Kyo-chan is in the Hall of Fame. You know how much more emasculated he'd feel at that point? That box is heavy. What the heck? Who's it from? Oh. Who came in? Oh, no. What's going on? Oh, shoot. Are we going to get a beach episode? We're going to. Well, it's still cold outside, isn't it? All right. Graduation. I talked about this last episode. I talked about like how Hori like takes care of Sota so much. It's like she's walking by karaoke where a lot of kids would usually be after school, seeing groups of people together after school, hanging out, and she's just with her little brother. What grade are they in these flashbacks? This is before Miyamura, right? Yeah, because he's still acting like okay. He's still crushing. There he is. This is interesting. I'm liking this so far. It's like looking at it, it's interesting where we see them now and how they used to be. Right? It's like Hori and Yuki were really cool. But it was like kind of like what's it called? Associates. Like they all associated with each other, but they weren't like friends. Like how they are now, where they have that huge friend group. It's really cool to see it. To see like the this difference. Yeah, you can see like the bonds form. This is really dope. It's really cool. Very interesting. It's not weird at all. Right? Seeing a hand reaching under your chair, that's not weird at all. I could have grabbed it. It's right back around. Question for you guys. Is this content we should have gotten before, or is this like new stuff that we would have gotten towards the end of the series? We gotta thank Sota. We have to thank Sota. Sota is the real MVP. Are these different shots than what was at the end of the end of season one? think it's cool that we're getting this from her perspective. Because if I'm not mistaken, season one ends with his monologue looking at her. Is that it? No. Okay. Um, I hate that it's over. I do. I was waiting for this episode. I didn't need this episode. I was waiting for this episode, but I think and my reference points are limited. I haven't seen many. I think this series might be my favorite romantic comedy series. I think it is. Easily. I think it is. And I think it is the reason why is because which I don't think this is an issue. It's just more of like a preference. Usually when you watch a romance series, like if there's not some weird added supernatural stuff added to it where that's where the differences can come from. They all end up feeling the same where it's like it takes forever for the main girl and the main boy to get together. Right? It takes so long for it to happen and it encompasses the whole series. And I like that very early in this series that they are together and you spend a lot of the series working through who they are in their relationship and what the two of them coming together and being together does for the both of them. Right? It's like a lot of romance series do that, but it's always doing that as, oh, I like him or I like her. But to do it as them being together, it just separates itself from me. She gonna be upset? 4 hours is a long time. Okay. Done what? Go ahead. Yeah, so go ahead. Something serious is happening. She cut her hair? When she just did it? Oh no, she went to us. Okay. Isn't is this a thing um in Japan where like it's like girls have a certain hairstyle when they're younger and then when they get in like their 20s they get like a shorter haircut because that's more mature, I guess. I don't know. Oh, he cut his hair shorter too. He said he wanted a haircut, but oh snap. It's interesting because she told him not to cut it again. The fact that she cut it, the fact that they went through and cut it. She gonna bald him. Don't do that. She gonna bald him. Mm-hmm. Ah, pain. It's over. It's over. You guys let me know, was that little after credit scene, was that in the original series? Was that a part of like a special chapter or something that came out that they did that? Ah, it's over. Yeah. It's over, man. I'm a little bummed out about it. Yeah, this series, it's my favorite romance series. It is. I enjoy the characters very much. I don't want to get emotional. I don't want to get emotional, so I'll talk about something negative. I wish they would have just done the series through the whole way. If there's one thing, knowing how much, like after watching the first 13 episodes, I already called the series a masterpiece. I want to say at that point it was my favorite romance series with everything that was cut out. And people were like, so much is missing, yada yada yada, and people were screaming and up in arms, and I'm just like, well, I really liked it. But seeing how much was cut out, that enough that you could have made a whole 13 episodes about it. Yeah, you should have just, I don't know why they did what they did. They should have just did the whole series. Right? But it's just like you should have just did the whole series. You should have just did the whole 25, 26 episodes straight through. And then you wouldn't have had to have double back like this. I wonder why they doubled back. I'm curious about that. I wonder, because very, very rarely do I think that a studio, mad loud. Very rarely do I think a studio does English. Very rarely do I think a studio listens to fan feedback on what they didn't like, what they did like, what should be adapted, what shouldn't be adapted. The only thing that I can think is that whenever they got greenlit for the 13 and they decided to do the whole series in 13 episodes, was that the either somebody that was a part of making this wanted to come back and do the rest of the series because they liked it, or Horimiya did really good in terms of selling merchandise and Blu-ray sales and everything else, that they felt like, hey, if there's content that we can come back and make a whole nother season, then we should do that. And they talked to teams and they talked to everyone, and it's like, yeah, there's definitely enough content that we could have done. I just wonder what was the reasoning behind going through the whole series in 13 episodes. And then 2 years later coming back and coming up with a creative way to get the rest of the series to you. I don't know. Maybe it was just like they never were going to get a 26 episode green light. That could be something as well. Maybe they never were going to be able to be like, hey, here's 25 episodes at all. So they were just like, we're stuck with 13 and we get another 13. But then it's like, why not just find a place in the middle of the series to stop it at? I'm trying to think like where you could have stopped it. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm glad that we got this. I do hope that someone attempts to splice this whole thing together and make it a whole watchable experience in one sitting, even if it's like not an episode format where it's just like, oh, this doesn't fit the conventional 24 minute style episode, whatever. Just like one big mashup. I wonder, because I know earlier in the season someone was like, it's hard because like this episode has one scene and then you would then go to the main series and watch the rest of that, and then you'll splice another scene in, and then this scene, and then we're playing in between this. So I know it's probably difficult. As far as this goes, I don't think you could have done this in a better way than how they chose to do it. Because of the situation that they were in. Because you covered the whole series in 13 episodes originally. The best way to cover the missed content would be to start at graduation and frame it as looking back in like a picture book or the yearbook on all these different things that happen, and have each episode be a different page of pictures that we looked at. I think that's a cool way to do it. I think that's the only way you could do that and get around having extra content inside of a series that was already completed, even though we know it wasn't fully adapted. So I don't think they could have done it any better way. I think they nailed it. Each episode we got to spend with the characters felt great. It reinforced things I'm speaking for me, because a lot of people didn't like it. They said it was rushed. Yes, it was rushed. It moved fast. I think that's why I liked it in the first place. That it was just like, man, things are moving. It's just moving. But when you got to like the episode whenever we got when we got Shu's backstory and we focused on Shu a lot, that's when I felt it. It was like, okay, it feels like we should have gotten more time. And then it's like you felt it for 11, 12, and 13. It's like, man, I remember I had this conversation. I've had this conversation multiple times with multiple people since that first 13 ended, where I'm gone on record saying like, dude, if this series was like 15 or 16 episodes, it'd be the perfect series. Not knowing how much, I never went to find out what content was cut. I'm just like, we just need a little bit more time to let those last couple episodes breathe and what's happening. But getting this and seeing all the different things like the sports festival and just all the different stories happening around the table, getting to explore the friendship between Sakura and Yuki, even though they both like the same person. It's like we got to focus on Toru and Yamura both liking Hori, and all of that, and how they were able to come to terms. I'm glad that in the similar situation that in pieces we got to see like the olive branch extended and them still continue their friendship and not let the fact that they both like the same person get in between that, even if it was hurt, like even if it hurted. So I'm glad we got to see that. I'm glad with all the Sengoku stuff. Oops. I'm glad with all the Sengoku stuff that we got. We got quite a bit of stuff on Sengoku, seeing his home life, seeing how he feels, seeing more how he feels about Remy. That's why my mouse isn't moving. Seeing more with how he feels about Remy, his friendships. Seeing the boys together, just seeing them together in their element and just doing things, loved it. Yes, this is my favorite romance series, like bar none. I don't know if I'll find another one that I like more than this one. I don't think, because I'm not opposed to watching your traditional romance series where a girl likes a boy and a boy likes a girl and they both like each other for the duration of the series. And it's like, it's clear that they both like each other, and it's clear they both know that they like each other, but neither of them will be like, hey, you want to go out with me? Or you want to be in a relationship? We'll just keep threading the needle until eventually they kiss and they end up in a relationship. Not opposed to watching that, but after getting something like this, Why would I want to go through that again? Right? Why would I want to go through that again? After getting something like this where it's just like they're together, all their friends know they're together, they're not denying that they're together. They act like a couple, they do couple things, like I can't say their families are integrated, but Mia's involved in the family a lot. They love him. It's all these, everything that actual relationship. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing their relationship grow. I enjoyed watching how their relationship, because I was gonna say this until this episode. That's why I'm glad I got this episode, because it felt like Mia and Hori's relationship ruffled the group because certain people like the other people in the group, but it brought them closer together. But I was gonna be like, man, it felt like their relationship brought the whole friend group together. But it's just like we got to see, like, no, the friend group was formed and we got to see how it was formed, but it still was missing him, the missing piece, right? I like how they did that, because the series is called Horimiya Pieces, with all the missing pieces from the first season, but like he's the missing piece. Like he's the missing piece from their friend group, where it's just like everything's kind of dull. Plug him in and everything's colorful. I like it. That's all I got. I'm gonna start with the babble. Sad that it's over, but I'm glad that I got to see more full adaptation, because I know there's probably some more things, because someone said that there's still not everything. There's still probably little things here and there that could be done, but I'm glad that I got an even more complete adaptation. This just adds to the masterpiece. Now, like I said, masterpiece with an exclamation mark before. Now it's like bold in italics with an underline and like 75 exclamation marks on masterpiece. So thank you guys. I appreciate all of you, anyone that's ever clicked on any one of these videos. Thank you so much. Glad that I could share this experience, both the first season and this season. I loved it. I loved it so much. Series near and dear to my heart. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. And whenever I decide to react to a romance series, hard for me. It's hard for me to react to romance series because I feel awkward. So if we get another one and I feel the urge to react to it, I'll be here. So I appreciate you all. Have a good one. And until then, peace out.